So I've been running the Golf Sidekick empire for the last 8 years by myself. And that in itself has been a very big lesson on the golf course. The more I am myself on the golf course, the more I am myself in the business. And that means not chasing other people's metrics, not chasing other people's dreams or the expectations of you because of other people. I can't be the VC funded marketing agency owned channel. I can't do it. I don't have an agent. It's just me. So I have to be myself. Honestly, some of my tactics get a lot of pushback, and that's when I know I'm in the right position because it's common sense. And hitting shorter shots with the tee, hitting layups, hitting to my free throw distances instead of just going as close as possible, willy-nilly dingleberry golf. This has really been consistent for the last 8 years. Cocky with a conservative target. That's what we're talking about. On the golf course, people all have advice for you. Advice without accountability. It's advice that they think should be followed, but they don't do it themselves. They don't have any experience in the advice that they're giving to you. It's from a video they saw or a coach told them when they were 15 something, and they think it applies to you. And I've experienced this with water player. People telling me, hey, you should use Amazon. You know, there's a right time and place for certain things, but the way we run things, we keep everything under our control because then I can provide better customer service. But when people just tell you what you should be doing, and in golf, we have to remove all that noise and use some common sense. That's why this channel is more common sense approach and focusing on you. You are the key here, not what everyone else is doing. So from 215, yes, I've left myself a long approach, but in myself, I'm comfortable. Yeah, it's fine. If I get around the green, I can chip and putt. Hey, if I don't, I take a bogey. Pretty long par 4. Not a problem. In my experience over the last 8 years, majoring in minor things is very destructive. I filmed this entire channel on starting with a Samsung Galaxy A5 up to an iPhone 16 at the moment on a cheap $20 tripod. I've never used anything else. Got some microphones to make it a bit clearer. Spend the least to make the package as good as you can without going past that diminishing return point. You know, there's no need to go and spend another $20,000 on something when another $10 will get the same thing done. I don't like to spend my mental capital on anything else but the moment. Just see my putt. I feel the pace. I give it a little whack. Maybe I make it, maybe I don't. But the pace is absolutely money. And the pace is the major thing, not the minor thing. You know, if you're missing putts, if you're 3-putting, fail. Use that feedback loop though, because once you have a feedback loop, you can start to recognize patterns. And once you recognize patterns, you can start fixing things. Try something new, doesn't work, move on. Don't get hung up in the past because you can't move forward. If I keep getting stuck in this ever-present, what did I do there? Look, I've screwed my round up, and then I'll screw the rest of the round up. But when we start to fail, one of the things I found on a golf course is that I just want to see how can I break even in this situation? How can I walk out of here with a scrambling par or a scrambling bogey, cutting that loss down to nothing more than the bogey? If I get to the double bogey, that's when I've let myself get out of control. Now from here, I know my distance is 173 yards to the hole, which is the perfect 8-iron because I've worked that out with my data. And I know beforehand that if I fail and I come up short, I'm going to leave myself a beautiful little chip. And that's just part of the planning process. You really have to stand guard at the entrance of your mind in golf and in business. In golf, we're getting bombarded with noise. There's no message that's clear. It's all mixed up, but there's a signal that goes right through there. Just like when you're in a crowd and you can hear your wife call your name. Keeping guard at the entrance of your mind in the golf tips, hey, that's going to stop you screwing yourself big time. Non-stop crap coming in. Once things start growing, once things start getting better, everyone wants a little piece. Everyone wants to get involved. And that's where I have an extreme filter. There's a guard at the entrance of my mind stopping things from going out of hand. Just cut across the ball, get it close, chip and putt. Hey, grandpa golf, you know what I like to say? Fanny's fanny, even if it's your granny. You know, this is another thing, guys. You have to employ the right people. Matti, today, normally you're a good caddy, but today, hasip hasip. Okay? And hey, Matt, today hasip hasip. Huh? You agree? Hindoi, mate? I like to simplify everything down to the bare bones, what is necessary. When you're looking at trying to break 90, hey, we add one shot to the par of every single hole. We hit a shot 175 yards or more off the tee just to keep the ball in play. Number one priority. Then we get the ball to our favorite positions, our favorite distances to get the ball on or near the green, and we work on our chipping and putting to never three-putt and never double chip. And just like in business, I have to simplify everything down. That's why I use Shopify. Now, Shopify is a powerful set of tools that you can use to start your business online or even in person. It's designed to make your life easy and simple, from beginners all the way up to big brands. And I've been using Shopify since the beginning of waterplayergolf.com. Simplifies everything. Plug and play, boom. And Shopify is an all-in-one hub to help you manage and grow your business, whether you're selling online or in person. Just like I'm your friend in the fairway, the sidekick to you. Shopify is like a personal assistant who just sells things for you seamlessly. Shopify made my life easier online, making What a Player Golf what it has become today, because I don't have to worry about programmers and designers. I just plug and play, ready to go. And the biggest thing is the freedom Shopify gives me to run the business from the palm of my own hand in my phone. I can check what's happening. I can contact players when they're in need of something, and we can work things out for them very simply, all through the Shopify platform. Hey, if you're interested in creating a brand, building your business, growing your brand, why don't you check out Shopify at shopify.com/golfsidekick to start your free trial. I like to have simplified systems and rules in place so that I can just plug and play my game on the day into them to shoot the best scores and keep very level-headed and enjoy the day. And that reduces decision fatigue. So decision fatigue on the golf course makes you mentally tired. By the halfway point, by 15 holes, you're already dead. You've made so many decisions because there's no system in place. On this hole, I don't need to bang the ball far down there. I just want to get the ball to 150, hit my approach in, because that's me, that's my system. If I do this the whole way around, I'm pretty much ensuring a score of under 80. So just like on the golf course, in my business, I take the limitations that I have, the constraints I have, and I create a little system to maximize output. A lot of my inspiration behind the channel is actually Jim Rohn. And one of the things he always said was, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. It never gets easier. It only gets easier when you get better at the skills necessary. Every step of the way, you've got to learn something new. And if I don't have that ability to just learn something new and adapt and create more skills in me, it's not going to work. So many little things go into the business. And just like on the golf course, the scorecard doesn't show the struggle. It just shows the number. And nobody gets to see what happens behind the scenes. And behind the scenes are very small and very big decisions that make the thing keep going. There's always some obstruction. There's always some paperwork. It's the same in golf. It's not going to get easier. It only gets easy when you quit. It also gets easy when you increase your skill level. I had to work harder on myself as a person than just on my swing or just on my game, because there were things in my life that were preventing me from playing the best golf I can and having the most fun I can on the golf course from outside of the golf course. So working on yourself away from the course brings that new self to the golf course. Just like in business, if I just sit and do one job, which is analyze data, that's all I'm ever going to know. Analyze data, get better at analyzing data. But if I work more on myself, I create more skills that put me more valuable. It's something Scott Adams talks about, of skill stacking. You're not trying to be a master of one. You're trying to be the jack of all trades. The jack of all trades is going to just stack these little skills as he goes. It can be a new skill every 6 months that don't even relate to the other one. After 10 years, you're going to start to find yourself being very unique. And that uniqueness is what makes you valuable. So the fact that I can stack skills from all the different jobs I've ever done. I have always worked jobs from when I was 15 years old, not in golf. And that gives me a unique perspective to be able to think of golf a different way and try to get my message across to you players in ways you may understand. Now, you know, people used to tell me when I was younger, hey man, when I used to complain about the course or the conditions, oh man, it's like that for everybody. And I was like, come on, don't be dumb. I don't care if it's like that for everyone. It's in the moment, it shouldn't be like this for me. What a sense of entitlement. What the hell is wrong with me then? I learned by thinking about it as I got older, it's true actually. You look at it in business, the same things happen to everybody. We've got a changing market all the time. You've got new people coming in, it's got saturation. But you look at someone like Professional Golf Advisor, who would have thought that a channel like that would come out and turn it into the office of golf? And it's absolutely brilliant. There's always space for someone. And if you're thinking of starting, why not just go ahead and do it? There's always space for something new and exciting. Don't try to be the Walmart of golf. Don't try to be the guys with 1 million, 2 million subscribers. You're not gonna beat them. Go with you, your niche. That's why I say the wind blows on all of us. The course conditions are the same for everyone. It's just the decisions that we make and how we react to it that's going to determine how good we do. And that's what I learned, is reacting to the situation, adapting, staying ahead of the curve. As Golf Sidekick was a pioneer of using distance measuring on the pin in the videos, the first channel to use shot traces on all shots, use the scoreboard up there, the first channel to take people on the course, showing people how to break 90, break 100 with real amateurs. We are the pioneers, and that's what I always try to do, keep pioneering. I'm just a one-man band, that's all I can do. I don't have the ability to just copy and try to do what smaller channels are doing to make videos desperate for my shareholders, because I'm the only shareholder. What I've learned in golf is that you sink to the level of your preparation, you don't rise to your potential. It just doesn't happen. And with that in mind, a lot of that failure can be prevented by just doing inversion thinking. Instead of saying, how to succeed, you start to think, how can I actually fail at this? And then do the opposite. There's a very powerful technique I've used both in golf and in business. In golf, I always like to think, what can I do from here that's going to completely fuck my score? And then I just don't do that. We've got 170 yards remaining on this par 5 after a big dog drive, and we're going to hit the 7. My training has told me I'm on a downslope. The ball should come out a little lower, and it might squirt left to right because of this lie. So I'm going to go at the big ass tree trunk behind the pin. And I've caught it pretty good, right on my line. Something I see very often in comments and very often in people's games is the hyper-focus on one error, thereby nullifying the entire strategy, the entire game. Somebody can hit one poor shot and he's not a 6 handicap. Someone can make one bad shot on a hole, which is golf. I mean, you make errors. And it's like, this strategy, this is where it falls apart. You're like, brother, if you're gonna have such narrow-minded focus on errors, you become a problem finder. Problem finders are the worst people to have in golf and in business because there's no solution. That's why I always like to present the problem, the why, and the solution. Come to a person in a business with the solution to the problem before even having to brainstorm anything with the person in charge. You're going to be a hell of an employee, a hell of a business person. Just pointing out problems is very easy and very weak. It doesn't do anything besides show you to be the problem pointer outer, the person who can't get promoted because there's no solutions coming. Solutions are the only thing. Oh man, that feels really good. Feels really good. Wrong pace though. As we wind down here, some of the most important is the 80-20 rule. It really is quite significant. That's how we use the analytics to find the 20% to focus on that's going to give us the 80% of the results. And I like to use this driver, but I don't know if it likes me. I think it likes me. I think it likes me. I didn't come out here to optimize. I came out here to taste the violence of hope and the silence of despair. And leave it short, like an absolute dildo brain. But hey players, I might not be an expert golfer or an expert businessman, but this game, this business has been built from basically nothing, on an absolute shoestring, doing what works, finding out what works, doubling down on it, and just focusing on those simple things to get the job done, instead of being distracted by nonsense, gurus talking about the same things over and over. If everybody did that, no one would have any success, and they don't. That's why we've got to do things our way, like a boss. Look at that spin. What a lovely little shot right there. I think I'll leave you on that note. If you want to see some more videos on these kind of concepts, here's 15 of the dumbest mistakes I used to make that I had to quit to play better golf.